Georgia's number 5. I think that's probably too low for them, but so be it. At number 1, Texas, who is a 3.5-point favorite on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Emory, give us your pick on this one.
Give me Texas to win this ball game. You talk about third down defense, third down offense. They excel. Like, they're not good. They are excellent in those two regards. And Quinn Ewers, he may not be physically better in terms of the arm strength, the height, the weight than Carson Beck, but situationally, he's a lot better than Carson Beck because I've seen him play well in these big game moments and big games as a whole. And so for me, whether it's Quinn Ewers or whether they have to go to Arch Manning for whatever reason, this team plays really well along both sides of the line of scrimmage, which is what you have to do against Georgia. They're good on defense. They're excellent on third downs. This team is battle-tested, and this is a show-me game for Texas. Even though they are number 1 or number 2 in some people's polls, they still feel as though they're not getting the respect they deserve, and because of how they played, they get more respect earned in this game. I like them big over Georgia. When I say big, I am talking about 10 points.
I agree here. I like Texas side quite a bit. I think that Georgia is just not the team that they have been in years past. They're not really able to run the football with a ton of success. But the defensive line is something that I want to talk about a little bit as well, because they really have not been able to generate pressure on some of these quarterbacks the way that you would expect them to. That's the reason they lost to Alabama, is they were unable to generate enough pressure on Jalen Milroe. I think that that's going to be a similar result here. And I think the home field advantage is still going to be pretty significant for Texas in this particular game. I know that it truly is kind of a must win for Georgia, but I think that they really have to play a perfect football game to be able to go in and win, where I think that Texas, they're going to be able to move the football on Georgia. This Georgia defense just isn't what it once was, and I think that that's the big difference. I don't think you see many 3-and-outs here that you would in years past. So give me Texas in this game.
Latifah, U-N-I-T-Y, U-N-I-T-Y. 1, 2, 3, hook 'em. Look, just like take what your eyes have told you. Texas is the monster. Texas is the most well-rounded team in college football. We've been looking around saying, who's good? Who's good? It's Texas. And I understand, given all the talent that Kirby Smart has accumulated, why Georgia is still going to carry a very strong passer rating across the board, in many books, across many syndicates, in everyone's numbers. But in this spot, who do you trust more to be able to go out and execute? Because Georgia's defense, as was just mentioned here, has given up some big plays. And I feel like Texas has so many different ways to beat you. I've got my eyes on the Isaiah Bond injury status. I think he's going to try to give it a go. But we also have Georgia linebacker Smail Mondon, missed the last couple of games. He's not expected to be back. And Georgia's offensive line has been banged up for a long time. If they're not right, I think the interior of Texas's defensive line could feast. So, yeah, I think Longhorns win this game by a touchdown. I'll lay the points.
This is the perfect EC Island spot, and I'm not going to take it, even though I do like Georgia. Texas leads the nation. They're only giving up 6.3 points a game. And Georgia, not bad themselves, giving up 17.2. Now, Georgia, guys, has won 50 straight games against teams not named Alabama. That's why I just can't pick a side on this one. They're also 5-0 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games against AP top 3 teams. Texas's streak of 25 or more than 25 games, they've scored more than 25 points in each of the last 20 games. Easy for me to say, but I don't see the Bulldogs winning a shootout, but I do like them to win the game. Give me Georgia 24, Texas 21, no EC Island, but the under 55.5 looks great to me.